presents a live Huddy production. Keep up to date. huddysports.co.nz.
Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai haere mai, and welcome to Kilbirnie Park for the Wellington Rugby Football Union Hardham VC Memorial Cup Final for 2025. The Hardham Cup, named after William James Hardham, was born Wellington on the 31st of July 1876, a Victoria winner during the South African War, a long-serving member of the Referees Association of the Wellington Rugby Association. And earlier this year, in May, they had a special presentation at the Poneke Old Timers Day where the Hardham Cup was upgraded and given a bit of a spruce up. And today, the Hardham Cup is looking absolutely fantastic. It's given back the honour for a long time. Many called it just the Hardham Cup, but it's good to see. It's got the Victoria Cross Memorial Cup next to its name as well. It's Poneke, who by chance are playing on their home ground here at Kilbirnie Park, up against the Upper Hutt Rams. And joining me in co-commentary today is the Mayor of Upper Hutt, Wayne Guppy. Wayne, many thanks for coming on.
Morning, Brad. Yeah, great, and it's a great occasion, isn't it? Club finals day. It's the day that families come out and next door neighbours come out to support the club players that have strived all year, and Wellington's turned it on. It's a great day out here at Kilbirnie with all the, as I said, with all the club finals.
All the club finals out here for the men's division. Of course, earlier in the day, the under-85 Tony O'Brien kicked off all the games here at Kilbirnie Park and across the road at Evans Bay, where the two Premier 2 finals are being played. It's a picture here today at Kilbirnie Park. The field is in great condition. There's a light northerly breeze, but it's a lot warmer than it was this morning up in Hutt. It must be like -10 there, Wayne.
I'll tell you, coming into town, it went from when I left Upper Hutt about 10:30. It was still only 4 or 5 degrees, and I got to town and it was 14. So it was a very cold morning in the Hutt, I can tell you.
Well, Poneke, they finished 7th in the first round. The Swindale Shield and Upper Hutt 5th. And unfortunately for both these teams, in the first week of the Jubilee Cup qualifiers, they lost. Poneke to Poneke 37-15, and Upper Hutt losing to Johnsonville, who they bet the week before. This time 32-28, they lost that day. But they're here in the Hardham Cup final, a trophy with a lot of history and prestige. And there's a great crowd here as well too, here at Kilbirnie Park, as you hear the familiar claps coming from the change rooms for Poneke. And their chant happening as well.
Yeah, the street kids are ready to go. Look, the Hardham Cup's got a lot of tradition, but this Poneke club has got a lot of tradition too.
It sure does.
And we can see that now. You're looking around.
Yep.
Many of the old timers of the Poneke club are here supporting their club. Absolutely, it's a big occasion, and we've just been joined by Andy Leslie, former All Black captain, and he's here to enjoy it. I hope Andy's come to support Upper Hutt and not Poneke.
Closest team with a P in front of it, that's for sure. So here we are. We have Poneke out on the field, led out by their captain DJ Tawipu. Let's look at their roster today. Fullback is Nick Robinson. The wings are Hunter Andrew and Ifiani Tonu'u. The midfielders, Caleb Robson on his birthday, Isaac Moy Jenkins, Carlos Hihi, the first 5, the talented halfback Mike Brown, DJ Taupu in 8, Luca Bellucci in 7, 6 is Pasiata Asiata. And here we have Mamia Tiama-Schmidt and Bede Brown, the locking pair. In the front row is Hamish Huggins, Noah Tuivau-Naluval and Moses Tuivau-Naluval. And Wayne, for Upper Hutt, there's been some changes before kick-off.
Yeah, Connor Lemon, the hooker, has come out, and Leon Tuilamar has gone into hooker, he's had a good season too. And Captain Matt Luamano is now wearing the number 5 jersey. So that's crucial for Upper Hutt because Matt Luamano, he's a very experienced player. There's a lot of inexperience in that Upper Hutt side, and so to have their captain, Matt Luamanu, back at lock is a great plus for the Upper Hutt side.
Our referee today is Zahn Johnson in his 31st Premier game. Grew up in the Hawke's Bay and attended Hastings Boys High School, former member of the New Zealand referee squad. This is his Hardham Cup final today, as we are underway, and it is Upper Hutt playing with the northerly wind behind them. And Poneke looking to kick this safely into touch. The Upper Hutt team today, fullback is Todd Svensson, the wings are Josh Love and Daniel Shrivers, the midfield is Emmanuel Solomona and Yetitai Campbell. First five is Portini Rolls Pawai. The halfback is Dylan Slight, 8 is Josh Mellon, 7 is Jack Wright, 6 is Seal Fido and Matt Liamanu, the locking partner with Naru Lafiale. And the front row is Sino Sanelli, Connor Lemon and Alex Hewitt. Upper Hutt successful at the line-out slice, giving it out to Poles Pawai, Josh Love, and an early penalty as Poneke rushing up early at that line-out. Early penalty at the moment, and Upper Hutt, well, their midfield partners of Emmanuel Solomona and Yetitai Campbell, they're both solid frames, Wayne, but gee, they can kick the ball.
They're big units, and they have been pretty dominant during the season. For Upper Hutt, but Upper Hutt are going to look. That breeze is going to play a part in this game, and points will be crucial for the for particularly Upper Hutt using that wind in that first half. But certainly that breeze is it's not strong, but it's going to be significant enough to have an effect on the game.
There's Leon Tuiloma. Throw this into the line-out, put into the starting line-up just before kick-off. Out to Wright at the front, and Jack Wright in the middle of that as they try and put this drive on. It's at the back with Tuiloma. You can see that on your picture, folks. Here's McCashin, taking out to the back with Solomona. Wrapped up well as Slight, I should say. So used to seeing Kane McCashin at halfback. As Upper Hutt look to build up nicely. The Poneke defence up to the task at the moment inside their own 22. Here goes Sanelli. And Sanelli is 8 away from the line. Go again. Work here by Fido. You can see those great pictures that we're bringing to you today. 2 cameras for this Hardham Cup final. And we'll have a third for the Jubilee. Still 6 away from the line, 8 in from touch. Back out to Sanelli. And some heavy tackles having to be committed here by the Street Kids as the Rams look to pile up through Josh Mellon. Product of St. Pat's Town. Just behind us, folks, over there is the Catholic school. And they've got numbers here if they can get it out to Josh Love. And Love, ooh, slammed down right on the turf there, metre short. Great work there by Tonu'u. Back and go again. The hands of Fido.
Best patience is needed by Upper Hutt.
Right again, but the arms come out. Penalty advantage been played against Poneke. Portini rolls Pawai. Centre field, 6 away from the line. The Street Kids hanging in. Back out to Mellon. Now they go again. Here's Campbell. Comes out to Solomona. And Solomona, can he get the ball down? He does.
Try.
First try of the Hardham Cup final for Upper Hutt.
And again, like we said earlier on, it was the patience that's needed. And they haven't always shown that during the season. They've gone, you know, they might go 10 or 12 phases and then they lose a bit of focus and they've turned the ball over. But that certainly was a start they needed. They needed, as we said before, the breeze is going to contribute to this game, and they showed real good patience here, and it was a good interchange. There was backs involved, forwards involved, but they had a pattern and they stuck to it. So that's a very good start to Upper Hutt, and it's tough. It'll be tough for Poneke if they keep that grinding game.
And it'll be Solomona to line up his conversion attempt to convert his own try.
I'm sure that that two big midfielders we talked about in Solomona and in the midfield and Neti Campbell, they will be a big component of that Upper Hutt side today, and they'll need them to be, you know, to have a big part to play in this game.
And Solomona, he kicked a 50-metre penalty at Hutt Park a few years ago to win a semi-final for St. Pat's Silverstream against Wellington College. That time the conversion unsuccessful. So 5-0 the score early in the Hardham VC Memorial Cup final for 2025.
Again, for Upper Hutt's point of view, kickoffs are important. Kickoff, you get back into the game and back down into that Poneke Poneke. You know, in these finals, you can win these games in that first 20-25 minutes by dominating it and keeping the pressure on the opposition. And here, the Upper Hutt have got to do that again now.
So the restart by Hihi. Down into that northern corner. Poor, good work there at the tackle by Poneke. And Upper Hutt pile in. As Slight gives it back to Pawai. And it's a one bounce. And we go back as Nick Robinson. Nick Robinson, 455 career points for the street kicks. Philippines international as well. And he bangs that safely into touch. And a line out on the clubhouse touch line. 10 metres inside Poneke territory.
And they're doing, Upper Hutt did what they had to do there. I mean, they put a bit of pressure back on Poneke, putting the ball back. They need to get back into the Poneke half and play the game there, particularly with that talking about that breeze. You don't want to be playing it in the opposition's half, in your half. So kicking the ball back was the right way to play.
Free kick for an early lift as Upper Hutt look to play this fast game. It's a loose ball, and Moy Jenkins nearly gets hold of it. And Poneke looking to get over the top, and they've got it. They've got the turnover. And now they look for fast action through Brown. Here's Caleb Robson, who appeared on the Huddy Hui during the week. Offloads it to Luca Bellucci, the Italian. Goes up to the 22. Brought down by Svensson. And they play for a penalty. Nothing yet. Stretch out again. Brown secures it. Oh, big hit, that one. That was Sarnelli, but we'll come back for a penalty, folks.
He was a little lucky there because there wasn't I don't think there was too many arms in that tackle, but the penalty had been given prior to that. The referees let it go, but you'd really be careful Upper Hutt because there wasn't a lot of arms in that tackle. But you see how quick Poneke got back into that game, that turnover, and they moved the ball. They're not as big as the Upper Hutt side, but certainly they like to move that ball quickly, and they did move it quickly, and we saw some good broken play.
Here's Noah Tuivau Naluvau. His brother Moses is in the team, and they also attended St. Pat's Town just on the eastern side of Kilbirnie Park. Upper Hutt get the ball from the line out. They plead to Johnson for the penalty. Nothing from him as Solomon bangs this down. And this goes safely into touch. It's a good kick there by Solomona, making his presence known in this game early.
Very good kick. And you're talking about the number of players that went to the two St. Pat's. There's a larger number of St. Pat's Silverstream boys in the Upper Hutt team. In fact, we're joking the other day to think that Upper Hutt should change their name to Upper Hutt Marist. But certainly that was the right way to do it, right thing to do. Kick the ball back down. They can put themselves back now down to halfway, and they need to get back into that original game plan that they had, where they were prepared to really take them on up front.
Oh, it's a good drive here by Upper Hutt. Got the ball at the back with Tui Loma. Alex Hewitt in the middle there. As Jack Wright peels off as the line-out drive comes disruptive, and this potentially could be turned over. No, it's not. It's still there for the Rams. Malin gives it out to Rolls Pawai. And driven back. Dylan Slight, his brother Liam, plays for the Upper Hutt Colts. Tonu'u Ipachiku back there in the in goal. Oh, decides to try and run it out, but unfortunately he went into the big frame that is Todd Svensson.
Well, I mean, again, putting them under pressure, and it's the right thing to do. Use that breeze, because quite often those inexperienced teams don't use the breeze in a game like this. But it's important to be using that breeze and making sure you just anchor down and stay in the opposition's territory.
Here's Carlos Hihi. Bangs it down. And Sarnelli. And, well, a big collision between him and the Poneke tackler. Lafayette. Bring it into the 22. Solomona. Oh, geez, he threw that without knowing where it was going to. And here's Shrivers. Daniel Shrivers going metre short of the line. Good run by Daniel Shrivers, the former New Zealand Sevens representative. And Poneke under pressure right on their own line. Svensson at acting halfback. They nudge forward, and that's try time.
And again.
And it's Solomona, his second try.
And again, from that Upper Hutt's point of view, again, they were prepared to do the hard yards up front and then quickly move the ball wide. Daniel Shivers is an interesting. He was a midfielder when he was at college at St Pat's Silverstream. Then he moved and played his first 15 rugby as a flanker, and then played senior rugby here for Upper Hutt as a flanker, and now's gone out onto the wing. But certainly he's the epitome of a good club man. Plays where he's required, got all the skills, and week in, week out, consistent and performs. And every club needs those sort of guys.
So 10-0 with the conversion to come. It'll be Manuel Solomon to convert his own try. Missed his last one. I think that time there was Yeti Ty Campbell. He went for that one, and he's successful.
Yeah.
So the midfield pairing of Upper Hutt carving up at the moment. 12-0. About 10 minutes gone.
So we see that 10 minutes. We see that one side, Poneke, going to have to move the ball quickly to get away. But Upper Hutt have got to continue that physical, absolute physical attack. And the forwards have some control at the moment, and then not be afraid to use the width. But certainly it's important for that Upper Hutt pack to be physical, because if they move away from being physical, then Poneke are right in the game.
Penalty against Poneke at the restart. Pushing is the call from referee Johnson.
Hardly. The game sanitised. I mean, it was yeah. Pushing. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
What have we done to Campbell there? He just took out a Atmos mic. Good save by Wayne, though. You'll still be playing, Wayne.
Yeah, it was a one hand, though. One hand.
Overthrown by Poneke. Huggins having to get it, and it comes up with the captain, DJ Tauipu. And he know one thing, that's a straight in. But there was no clear. Oh, through the side is the call. Brown taps it quickly. Pleading for a penalty for knockback 10, but play on is the call from Johnson. And a penalty.
You see that the finals are won by doing the basics well, and we've seen from both sides already in this game, 12 minutes into the game, where we've had poor line-out.
Yep.
Poor line-outs from both sides. And you know, that'll bite one of those sides in the end, because, as I said, that finals are won by doing the basics, the small things well. And, you know, wayward line-outs are not doing those things well.
So Carlos Hihi bangs this into touch. Mighty kick as well. It is roughly about 10 away from the northern try line here at Kilbirnie Park. Club finals day. Wellington Rugby Football Union. They're all here early this morning at 7:30.
There's a good crowd built up too. I think looking around the field, there's a lot of people coming from the Hutt Valley for Upper Hutt, and of course there'll be a big crowd coming to support Hutt Old Boys Maris in the Jubilee Cup final.
That's right. That is at 2:30 p.m. the Jubilee Cup final. But referee Johnson has found a knock on against Poneke.
Again, another line-out mistake.
Yep.
And you know, there's no excuse for that. They practice and practice and practice and practice. I've been practicing this since January. These teams, and they come to the big, if you like, the big dance, and you start to do those things wrong. So look, we've probably had 5 or 6 lineouts, and I think only one of them's really operated correctly, and that's from both sides.
Ross Bond won't be happy with that. The head coach for Poneke, he's assisted by Edwin Meechan.
You can hear Bondi screaming at them now.
Oh yeah,
from the other end of the field.
Also Phil Cartonet and Dan Kauraka. Their director of rugby is name well known in New Zealand rugby, Nihi Milner-Scudder, former All Black. Of course, there's 2 former All Blacks as director of rugby for both clubs. For Upper Hutt, Dion Waller,
who's the coach of the Colts.
Yeah.
And who will be on at 1:15 in the final.
Here we go, fed in by Dylan Slight. Looked to twist around, but unfortunately the front row has gone down onto their knees for Poneke. So set piece is a concern for the street kids at the moment at home.
And I know technically the referee's correct. I'm not, but you know, that's a tough call on Poneke. They had the dominant scrum at that stage. Here's another good kick. Very good kick.
Well, earlier in this season, both teams played each other. here at Kilbirnie Park, and it was 30 points to 22 to the Street Kids that day, but there was a big factor in that game, and that was the wind. It was spoken about before the game.
Just looking at the wind now, I think it's died down a wee bit, the breeze. I mean, like you said, it was enough to have an influence on the game, but at the moment you'd say no, that breeze has certainly died down.
Jack Wright secures it. 102nd game for him today. As they peel off, and it's still going at the back there. Tui Loma, Slight decides to put hands on and get it out. Solomona to Campbell. Carlos Hihi coming up trumps on the tackle there, alongside his captain. Lafayette. 12 inside Poneke territory. Pass out to Leamanu. And here's Campbell. Runs into Caleb Robson. And stretch it out again. Sarnelli. Former New Zealand Secondary Schools Barbars team member. Now Slide again. Finds Pawai. Svensson had to juggle that ball and run straight into Isaac Moy Jenkins. But it's been ruled a penalty for a high tackle.
Marginal, but the referee saw it, as he saw it, but certainly, and you could do that a dozen times and not get picked up. But I think we saw the Upper Hutt side who had taken the ball from that ruck and were moving the ball in that more forward. I think the halfback Slight was a bit quick wanting to get the ball and move it because they'd split away, and certainly had Poneke split up their forward pack. So that's again that inexperience that happens with players on the when you get to the big game. They want to do things. They want to do things that probably sometimes at a pace that you don't want. They had control. Carry on. Let the forwards do what they have to do until it becomes static.
Well, Yeti Ty Campbell kicked a 50-metre one at the end of the Swindale Shield against Johnsonville to win it for them that day. And look at that. A beautiful kick. Straight down. Another 3 points for Old Boys of Upper Hutt. But the scoreboard clock here at the ground says OBU. I forgot to change it from last week.
They might not know where Upper Hutt is. But certainly from the point of view of that's what to win a final, that's what you need to do. You just got to keep accumulating points, and Upper Hutt will be happy with the start in that first 15 minutes. They are accumulating points.
The restart in the hands of Poneke. They've got the arm out on the advantage. I think that's just for a knock on. Here's Brown. Tima Schmidt. Former product of Scots College. Over 50 games for the Scots College first 15. Ruled unplayable for Johnson, and so it's going to be a scrum here for the Street Kids. About 10 out from the 22.
And again, that came from another mistake, and there was a knock-on from the kickoff. And look, you're talking about another young player from Scots College, Eddie Campbell, the Upper Hutt midfield, is a product from Scots College.
Another one that played over 50 games for the first 15. That's Scots.
They were a very dominant first 15 in those when Eddie and company were playing for Scots College.
Another game live here on Huddy Sports. Wellington College playing RFC College. It's currently 28-0 to Wellington College in the first half.
It's only about the third scrum we've had in the whole game at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see. Just the Upper Hutt scrum's been very good all season, but in that first couple of scrums we've seen Poneke. There's been penalties, but Poneke have certainly had the push on them.
So big push on. Poneke with the scrum, a little bit unsettled at the start. This is a big front row for Upper Hutt today.
The workhorse in that side, that very young tight head prop, promising young tight head prop, and Alex Hewitt, the son of the late great Norm Hewitt, but he's played outstanding all season, and for a young tight head prop, he's gone long minutes in the game, but been very consistent. He's got a big future.
Now the front rows finally come together. Brown feeds it in. He takes it out to the backs. Take it into the 22. Brown again. Fires it out to the back line. And Poneke looking to get their first points on the board, trailing 15-0 at this stage. 20 minutes gone in the first half of this Hardham Cup final for 2025. Brown again. Oh, it's a terrible pass. Robson has to tidy up, has to go right all the way back from halfway, but he's got serious pace, but unfortunately he runs straight into the frame of Jack Wright. That's Josh Mallon, actually. Tonu'u acting halfback. Tima Schmidt gives it out to Huggins. Huggins brings it down. Oh, loose.
Penalty to Poneke. But again, you notice when that wayward pass went, there wasn't a lot of urgency in the upper Hutt moving forward onto that ball. They had good opportunity. They allowed the fullback to regain that ball and come back. You know, you'd be wanting them. You want that upper Hutt team to be charging in on that ball and shutting that space down quickly, because you could see both winger and fullback Poneke have got plenty of gas, and you wouldn't want them to get mobile, if you like, and get into open space.
Poneke going for a scrum again. Obviously sensing something here on the side of Hewitt, but we'll wait and see what comes up trumps. Two youngsters going against each other, Huggins and also Hewitt. Huggins last year played for RFC College. They're just across Mount Victoria on the other side, playing Wellington College at the moment. So Mike Brown comes from that rugby factory that is Hastings Boys High School. Talking to Andy Leslie before the game, he reckons he's the best halfback in club rugby at the moment. It's a penalty against Poneke.
Interesting there. That's, you know, the technicalities of the front row and technicalities of scrummaging. It's certainly, you would say, from a layperson's point of view, looking at it, that Poneke had the edge on them. But obviously, there's the scrum has actually been moving with the loose head up. So the Poneke loose head up. So it's the referee's picked something up. But he's a big hunk of a lad, the loose head prop.
Certainly is. That's for sure.
And he's got that, if you like, you call it, he's got that sort of that front row look about him. And
well, into touch. An upper Hutt back inside Poneke's territory. It's a line out about 15 away from the 22. And Tui Loma with another line out throw. And look for them to probably try and drive this again into the 22. Mallon knocks it back, but it's a free kick.
no numbers by the referee signalling.
Solomona out to Lafiele. Just short of the 22. Solomona again. Used to be a flanker in his early days playing rugby till he turned year 11. Now they bring it out. Oh, nearly cutting open as Yetitai Campbell offloads it to Svensson.
Oh.
But that time their Shrivers couldn't latch onto it.
But a very, very poor pass. And that's the sort of thing that happens with, you know, that you can't afford to let happen in a final. Where I mean, that was certainly a try gone.
Yeah.
And they'd done everything else right. The forwards had driven up, the midfield back had broken, Solomona had broken, and they'd done everything right.
Here we go again as they get the line out. Slight. Out to Sarnelli. Caught flat-footed. But still going is Sarnelli. 5 away from the line. There's Mallon. Back out again to Fido. They look to keep these pick and goes going all the time. That's how they've scored their first 2 tries so far. There's Hewitt with the ball in his hands. He takes it in. Put down by Naluval. Huggins does a roly-poly in the background. Here's Solomona again. Can he make a third try? He offloads it. Back out to Rolls Parwai. Oh, it's loose. Can they latch onto it? And Robertson's got the ball. Robson an acting halfback, and he has to do well. Has to come up trumps quickly. Gives it out to Bede Brown. He's trying to get numbers in there. Poneke as upper Hutt counter. Tonu'u straightens. Robson again having to play acting halfback. To Tima Schmidt. Brown back there now. And Hihi. Back to Robson. Moy Jenkins. Spreading it out. Can they go all the way? Asiata beats the first tackler, brought down. 6 away. You can see that post. He earlier in the season played for the New Zealand under-85 team that went to Sri Lanka. What a great concept that one is. Here's Brown. Back out to Robson. They're playing under advantage. Out to Tima Smith. Tonu'u beats the first tackler. Scragged down by Shrivers and Love. And Brown again. Into Brown, who's caught isolated. And we'll come back for the penalty.
And Upper Hutt got total. We had two poor passes. They'd done everything right. They should have scored. They'd done a poor pass. They've again come back, and then midfield attacking when they had a 3-on-2, and again that pass went to ground, and Poneke capitalised. Poneke very quickly. The young Brown, the halfback we're talking about, he has got a very crisp pass.
Certainly does.
Very crisp pass.
Very Aaron Smith-like, isn't it?
Absolutely, and yeah, straight off the ground. There's no back swing on him. It's he certainly sets that back line a lot. But the passing is what every coach wants in a halfback.
So, line out down here before for the Street Kids was shaky. Are they going to go? The front has been stolen by Upper Hutt. Jack Wright being a menace at line out time. Oh, it's come out for Nuluval, but unfortunately, hand to the ruck is the call.
Hands, yeah, they were lucky there, Upper Hutt, because certainly they did manage to burgle the ball, but again, Poneke responded and put them under some pressure.
So here's Campbell. Look to kick this out. Touch.
What have we got? 15 minutes to go in the first half, and you know, from Upper Hutt's point of view, they'll want some more points. As I said, the breeze has died down a bit, but it still favours the team playing towards the if you like, the aquatic centre. So they'll want some more points. I don't think 15 points is enough.
Oh, awkward there. Huggins comes up for Poneke at the line out, so stealing it. No. Shaky line out for both teams at the moment. Here's Nuluval. Crashing forward again. Great drive by Moses Tuivel Nuluval. Back out to his brother Noah. Here's Robson. Big pass, unfortunately too high. Picked up by Solomona. Just going to be ruled a knock-on advantage. Lafiele offloads it well. Svensson tries the crawl. Brought down. Back out to Rolls Parwhite. Fortunately, the kick didn't work out the way he wanted, but it comes out to Nick Robson. Robinson, can he go all the way? Into Tanu. Back to Robinson. And he's just short of the 22. Upper Hutt having to come back quickly. Now they're out to the backs. Tauipu straightens. Support there for the Street Kids as it comes out to Carlos Hehi. Tonu again. Back out to Robinson. Who's growing in this game is Nick Robinson. And Nick Robinson scores the first points for the Street Kids.
Yeah, again, that was mistakes. Wellington Upper Hutt had the opportunity that turned over the ball. It was a poor kick, absolutely poor kick that put Poneke back into the game. And then what we did see was what the gas Poneke have got. And they're back in this game because that's put Upper Hutt under a lot of pressure. The fact that the confidence will come now with Poneke because they can now see that they're gas and they can move that ball around. And that Upper Hutt side, they did not reassemble quickly enough on defence.
So Carlos Hehi to convert the try. 205 career points for him. He comes from Gisborne Boys High School. 47th game today. Like he's had a fresh haircut for the final as well.
Well, you've got to look good for the photo. And these young men make sure that's the case.
So Carlos Hehi. Definitely got the distance. No, it hasn't. It's full short. So score remains a 10-point margin. 15-5. Just got over 10 minutes left here at Kilbirnie Park of the first half. There's Nihi Milner-Skudder passing on some messages to Hehi. on your screen there.
What we've seen here is what happens in a final where young men make mistakes. And Upper Hutt had opportunities. They made 2 or 3 mistakes, and Poneke pounced. And they will now be wanting to put some of that, making sure that they keep the men with gas in that game.
Back down to Brown at the restart. He straightens up. Ho, ho, ho! There was a massive hit that time by Lafayette, and it's been ruled a high tackle by referee Johnson.
Seems to be a sort of a disease in our game that if someone makes a noise after they've been, when there's a jolt and the crowd and players put their hands up, a penalties ensures, and it just seems to be part of the game now.
Well, they decide to run it here, Poneke. Robinson managed to get it up before he was lifted up. Here's Robson. His father, Toby, well associated here with the club, former West Premier player and rugby journalist. Oh, nearly picked up that time. And they have to chase back as Moy Jenkins into his 22. But there's a knock-on against Upper Hutt. And Poneke lucky to get the scrum.
Upper Hutt have just in the last 5 or 6 minutes tend to have lost a little bit of their structure. And Poneke are very, very keen to break it up, if you like, to break the game up, because that's where their strength is. They've certainly got backs with pace. So Upper Hutt will need to get back to what they were doing early in the game, and that was driving that ball, driving up in front, and if you're committing that Poneke pack, committing them to the mauls. But they've just gone away from that in the last 10 minutes. They'll need more points at 15-7 with that breeze behind their back, like we said.
I think it's 15-5, but the scoreboard...
5 it is too, yes, they missed it is. But the scoreboard still has OBU, but I can reassure you, anyone that's watching, it is Upper Hutt in the jerseys and playing from left to right. But certainly from the point of view of the scoreboard, they've got that wrong. But here we go again with the scrum, and let's see that we get a scrum without any infringement. But these young props are doing what props do, taking one another on.
Oh, they get it out in time. Here goes Caleb Robson. Offloads it to Moy Jenkins. Tanu! Can he get past Fenson? Passes it infield. Moy Jenkins with one hand sails in and reduces the margin down to 5 points, 15-10 with the conversion to come.
Yeah, that's changed the complex of the game from a point of view where we had, where Upper Hutt were really cruising and were very, very dominant in that first 20 minutes. And now, 10 minutes before half time, facing a Poneke team that's grown in confidence in the last 15 minutes and are prepared to have seen where the weaknesses in that Upper Hutt side, and that's obviously break it up and get it out wide. They literally have got Tonu and them have got too much gas for them at the moment. So, but from the point of view of Upper Hutt, they need to come back and get back to that what we talked about just before the kickoff. Get back and commit that forward, that Poneke team, and maul them and be physical.
So his conversion is successful. It is 15 points to 12. The scoreboard here at the ground has a few errors on it. OBU is not playing in this game, and they've finally fixed up the score. It is 15-12. They had it as 15-14 before. Yeah. All things happening here at Kilbirnie Park today.
And most things are happening out on the field where we've seen one team gain confidence in the last 15 minutes and one start to lose structure. So, and still now the breeze is, again, I'm just looking at here, the breeze is certainly back to what it was at the start of the game. So at 15-12, Upper Hutt are certainly on the back foot.
The restart. Bounces down for Hunter Andrew. Another one that's made the move from the Hawke's Bay. He went to Lindisfarne College last year. Here's Tuival Naluval, brought down just short of the 22. Oh, Robson, he's dropped it.
And that, again, there is no excuse for that. I mean, the game's about running and passing, and be alert for it. And it's given an opportunity now for Upper Hutt that just, what are they now, only but probably 18 metres out with the scrum, and literally nearly in the middle of the field. So they've certainly got a big blind to work with come this side. with Eddie Campbell out here and the rest of the backs lined out onto the left-hand side. So they've got both sides to work with. And from here, set piece, a good set piece move is what's required. But good passing, and we've seen opportunities in the last for Upper Hutt twice recently that Poneke have scored from, where the passing from Upper Hutt has been poor.
It's a perfect platform here for Upper Hutt in the 22. Dylan Slight in his 12th game looks to feed this in. Johnson will be watching the side between Hewitt and Huggins closely. It's come out, but it's come straight through the tunnel, so they have to reset.
There's plenty of pressure on that front row, and these two young, I feel like these two young stags on this side are making sure that at the end of the game, props like to say, well, I had the better of you. And that's just the nature of the game. And that's particularly when you have a couple of young props like this, who have both got big futures.
Certainly do. Well, as part on Wellington Rugby, we'd like to thank Etu Whānau, proudly sponsoring club rugby here in the Wellington region. Another year with them on board, so the Wellington Rugby Union would like to thank them.
This is part of the game that, you know, that teams, Upper Hutt need to understand that the clock's ticking. The clock's ticking and they need points. And, you know, we've wasted probably 2 or 3 minutes here setting the scrum, getting it right, but that's certainly time that you can't score.
Oh, Poneke being penalised again. Here's Jetty Ty Campbell, gives it out to Love. Tries to get round Tonu'u and Robinson, but they can't, and we'll come back for the penalty. It's another blast of the whistle. Poneke, interestingly, swapped Huggins to the other side. So this has now exposed Moses Tuivau Naluval.
But interesting that came from the scrum. I've got a big decision to make here.
Oh, he's going to the card. He's going for a card. He's got him for angling in. And he's gone to the sin bin. So that is...
It's the hooker going, isn't it?
No, they've swapped jerseys because one can't fit two.
Sorry. Yep.
One brother's a bit bigger on the shoulders than the other.
He's not keen to go, but he's hitting now. But I've got a decision now.
So that is it. Yeah.
Are they going to take the if you like, the easy points? No, they're going for the scrum.
Yep. And
much the same spot as they were.
And we'll have to have a front row replacement come on, since it's a front row that's been yellow carded. There's interesting times ahead for Poneke at this stage of the game, as we wait to see the front row replacement. Looks like it might be Tafo coming on.
We're seeing the experience of what Poneke have done for 100 years. They are in no hurry.
Yep.
They're in absolutely no hurry to get a replacement on.
Good things take time.
And rightly so. I can imagine Coach Bond will be going to them, don't worry, take your time, take your time. We now have a replacement, and we do have one of the forwards that's to awfully come off. So they'll be number 8 short, here for the scrum.
And Noah, that's Moses Tuivau Naluval, currently in the sin bin. Poneke down to 14. The Hardham VC Memorial Cup final live on Huddy Sports YouTube.
That was a good hit, a very good hit from that up forward pack.
They put the pressure on again. Much better that time by Huggins. Low pass out to Campbell. They have to hold Campbell up here. They have to release it now. It's been turned over. And that's a great victory there for the Street Kids.
And that was a very poor choice from Upper Hutt. And again, there's another lost opportunity. Absolutely lost opportunity. They did exactly the same. 2 scrums, same spot. They came the blind side both times and went to Campbell.
So with minutes, only about a minute or 2 remaining in the first half. 15 points to 12. Upper Hutt ahead of Poneke here at Kilbirnie Park on Wellington Club Finals Day. A hive of activity here.
You see Matt Luamanu, the Upper Hutt captain, playing at lock. He's a loose forward. He's returned home after playing all around the world. He's most recently in France, but certainly geeing up that Upper Hutt pack, knowing that it's so crucial to score in that last 3 minutes before half time.
Brown feeds it up, Hutt put the big push on. They get it out in time, do Poneke. High pass out to Hihi. Robson makes sure he hangs on to the hill this time. Brown. Back out to Tima Schmidt. Looking to speed this up now as Hihi goes. Out to Robinson. Hunter Andrew. Going down that short side towards the 10-metre mark. Poneke not afraid to run it today.
And they look good when they run
Yeah.
it. That's the crisp passing and putting men in the gap. But you know, there was a lapse. But certainly from the point of view when they set their mind to it, they look good.
Here's Robson. Offloads it. Out to Noah Toival. Out to Tanu. If Yane Tanu, can he go all the way? Oh! Japers.
You saw the experience there of Daniel Shriver, who had come from the other wing, and he targeted the ball, and they lost it forward. But certainly, that's experience.
It is, and desperate stations there for Shrivers, and he comes up trumps. The knock on.
But from a Hutt point of view, you can't score points where they are.
Yep.
And again, I'm no weather forecaster, but the breeze is certainly going to help Poneke in that second half.
We have time off again as one of the I think that might have been Naluval in the background, getting a bit of attention. He's back on his feet.
In the meantime, as we are at the at Kilbirnie Park and Poneke, the clock hasn't stopped.
No. No such things as stoppages.
Well, you know, it's so important that when you're playing with one man down like Poneke are, that you take advantage of it. And Upper Hutt certainly haven't. They have not done that.
Yeah, quickly as Slight bangs this into touch. And that will be half-time here at Kilbirnie Park. And it is Upper Hutt ahead, 15 points to 12. They got out to a flyer, 2 tries to Emmanuel Solomona. Poneke running back and coming back and reducing this margin down to 3. We'll be back in 5 minutes, folks, for the second half. to 12. Upper Hutt, Poneke, but Wayne, we were just talking at the break. Rams have about 3 points. They've left 3 tries out there.
Lost opportunities. There's no question about it. Upper Hutt would be disappointed with that. You know, that the first 10, 15 minutes they'd be excited about, but they've allowed Poneke to get back in the game. And invariably what you see in a game of rugby, when a team comes back like Poneke, they gain confidence. Upper Hutt psychologically will be disappointed with what they've done. You know, we saw a 14-pointer really when Shriver should have scored over on the far side. Poneke turned it and scored at the other end, and that hurts a team. But they've got to put it behind them now because really we're back to even Stevens.
Referee Johnson gets us underway. And it is good there by Upper Hutt inside their own 22. Oh no, they play into the wind. Kids can use it. Still down to 40. There's a penalty against Upper Hutt.
Early on.
Obstruction.
So that is a sort of start that Poneke wanted. Actually, you saw from the kickoff, there was a renewed, if you like, vigour in the step. They looked far more interested than they certainly did after 20 minutes of this game. So, as I said, they take this penalty and they're back with it. And the breeze is definitely, Brad, the breeze has definitely got stronger to what it was in the middle of the start of the game.
Would help Poneke here. Help
Well, Upper Hutt have got to get back to what their strength was. Their strength was when they were mauling and really sucking in that Poneke pack and bringing in some of the fringe, if you like, that Poneke defenders, and decide to say that we're going to play into the wind and we're going to maul them into the ground.
Here's Carlos Hihi. Secured well for him. It goes over. And we're locked up. 15-all.
So they've played into the wind before, Upper Hutt, and they, as I said, they just need to play what you do into the wind, and that's to get the ball and, if you like, starve Poneke, a confident Poneke side from the ball.
Rolls Pawai gets us underway. Asiata underneath it. Early points to the Street Kids in this second half of the Hardham VC Memorial Cup final. 5 back to Hihi. Flat kick down to Svensson. We haven't seen much of him yet in this game. He's got that. Oh, was there a fumble there? No, play on is the call from the officials. Interesting with Svensson. Murray, his right knee is heavily bandaged.
He's had some issues, I think, during the season with it. But and normally we do see him, particularly into the back in the midfield, moving. You know, for coming into the midfield from fullback and moving the ball. But certainly he's been pretty quiet today.
So here we go. Tafufale with the line-out throw. Looks like they might go towards the back. No, they go to the front through Brown. Big hit put on there by Hewitt.
That was a very good reaction from you, because invariably you notice how forwards go to sleep, but he certainly...
Yeah, kick was charged down, no offsides. And that's a penalty. And Poneke holding on. And it is...
Wasn't Hewitt's fault.
Asiata.
The Upper Hutt forwards were pretty slow to get around you, and he did everything right and showed some real aggression when he took that ball, but certainly the Upper Hutt forwards were very, very slow to get around him.
Carlos Hihi kicks this safely into touch. Except for the yellow card and the front row that come on, we haven't seen any other subs happen yet, have we,
No,
Wayne?
no changes, and I'd suspect that, you know, there's no need to be placing players for the sake of it.
Stolen at line out time, slight wrapped up. Brown trying to get over there. Mellon flirting with the touchline.
We've seen a renewed aggression from that Poneke forward pack.
That's for sure. Here's Tui Loma. Huggins trying to get in there. Slight gives it back to Rolls Pawai. Here's Svensson. Out to Yeti Tai Campbell, who beats Tanu'u. Out to Love. He's got serious pace, does Josh Love. Used to play for the under 85 Eastbourne team a few years ago. Now looks after the turf at NZCIS. Here's Solomona on the 10-metre mark. Slight. Afiele back out to Mellon. Building nicely here again for Upper Hutt as it comes out to Shrivers. Here's Jack Wright. Wiggles around, it's been stripped out of him. And Poneke have got the ball back through Nick Robinson. Done well there, has Nick Robinson. Here's Huggins.
Met with the three on one there.
Yep.
That's the sort of defence you need at this stage of the game when playing for a final.
Carlos, he kicks it down. Campbell was back there. Comfortable as he runs it up. Beats the first tackler, beats the second, beats the third. Still going is Yeti Ty Campbell. And he's just brought down 5 away from the 22. Slow coming for Slight.
That's good ball from Upper Hutt.
Very good ball.
Pass.
Here's Solomona slipping. Offloads it to Mellon. Mellon finds Love. Josh Love, can he go all the way? He's got it! Josh Love has got the try. And Upper Hutt extend their lead by 5.
Actually, review that and have a look. Twice Upper Hutt purpose had. If you look at from a coaching point of view, that draw and pass, that back line, they were right width, they were passes were in front, they were running onto the ball, and that really what's created it. But two examples of that, and you know, from a coaching point of view, they'll be very pleased at what they saw, the coaches, because that's exactly how they did put Poneke under pressure. But again, we saw a mistake from prior to just before the try, where Jack Wright had that ball stripped from him. And in finals rugby or any game of rugby, there's just no excuse for having the ball stripped like that. But they're back into the game, and that passing was outstanding. Again, initiated by one of the youngest backs on the field, Aniti Campbell.
20 points to 15. Our scoreboard will update very soon as rolls Parwhite. Conversion is unsuccessful.
We're getting a few bit of running repairs for a couple of Upper Hutt players. I see one's come off and getting his wrist examined and knees being re-strapped. But, you know, this is a final. And for Upper Hutt's point of view, the Upper Hutt Rams, this would be, if they win the Hardham Cup, this would be the first bit of silverware for the club.
Yeah.
It's a big moment for the club. And so these young men out there know what they're playing for.
So here we are, Poneke. Early points the second half, but Upper Hutt struck back, make it 20 points to 15. As he gets us back underway. Kicks it into the 22, down to Mellon. Mellon runs it up. Smashed down by Asiata again. Some big hits in this Hardham Cup final. Here's Solomona. Brought down by Caleb Robson, his opposite number. Canarac comes through for Poneke. But Upper Hutt, hang on. Solomona just a bit slow getting off the ground there.
Yes, was slow. But the Poneke pack are getting over that ball very quickly and putting Upper Hutt under a lot of pressure.
Gone backwards, and Poneke have come up trumps. Upper Hutt losing possession. Looks like Poneke might be back to a full complement of 15 now. Here's Tima Schmidt. Tima Schmidt into the 22. Brown back out to his captain, Tauipu. Good meters there, lost, but
Penalty.
It's a penalty.
And Upper Hutt stripping the ball, he was on the ground. The Upper Hutt forward that stripped the ball, but certainly from the point of view that aggression that Poneke have certainly started that second half with far more aggression, and their forwards are contesting the ball, which is really putting pressure on Upper Hutt. So that forward pack of Upper Hutt have got to really get over the ball carrier much quicker than what they have done in that first 10 minutes of the second half.
I think this might be Josh Mellon down for Upper Hutt. Yes, it is. He's had a terrible run of injuries when he used to play at Tawi. He only played one Premier game for Tawi. He had a long run with injuries. Let's just hope he's okay. He's back on his 2 feet, so that's good news. So,
There's a few Upper Hutt players that know that in the first 10 minutes, because the defence from Poneke's been outstanding from the point of view of the aggressive attack of the ball carrier. And the Upper Hutt pack's starting to feel it.
Time back on as he goes. Gives it out. Now Luvale brought down 4 away from the line. And it's been ruled a forward pass. That's coming from the assistant referee.
And again, the variation that Poneke played, there was an opportunity where they go to the 3 points, but they certainly played that and went back down the blind side. But mistakes. Both sides, we've seen mistakes at crucial times. And again, finals are won and lost on not making those sort of mistakes, because that's basic play.
So, back to the scrum again. Upper Hutt with the feed.
That's the sort of thing that we've seen here, those mistakes that we see coaches desperate, they'll replace players.
Yeah.
And the time will be coming now. What we got, we're 50 minutes into the game, and that's the time where coaches say, enough's enough. You can, and for these guys, it's about walking off the pack and getting your cricket gear out, because the season's over for most of them.
Ball twist around. Referee Johnson has ruled a penalty in favour of Poneke this time.
Yeah, Upper Hutt, that front row went to ground, and the penalty come. But again, it's that next stage. Again, we've seen aggression in defence. We've seen aggression around the tackle ball, and we've seen their scrum now really put pressure on.
Here's Brown. Tima Smith runs into Campbell. 3 away from the line. It's slow coming in, the arms out again. Penalty advantage been played here for Poneke. Brown back to Hihi. He straightens. Carlos Hihi just short of the chalk. Here's the ball. Beat Brown. They pick and go through Tauipu. Brown still in support. Now they go again. Can they get it down? Short of the line. Forensic work as the arms out again. They pick and go. Have they got it down? No, not yet.
He must have been very, very close.
And Brown looks to go out to his left. Back they go. Battle stations for Upper Hutt. High pass out to Robson. Robson wrapped up well. But will come back for the penalty.
They regrouped very quickly, Upper Hutt, which was good, but certainly the arm went out 3 times in that period of play, and that's actually been an issue for Upper Hutt whole season, where they have periods giving away penalties like that.
They take it quickly. Here's Tanu'u. Nipacheku. They get to Tima Smith. Going to play this fast game. Here's Robson. Out to Jacob Graham. Graham tries to keep it in. It's flicked in. Oh, the flags come up, though. Much to the disbelief of Moy Jenkins.
Decision-making again, and finals are won on making the right decisions, and I'm not sure that decision there, by taking it quick, was the right one. It was, there's plenty of time. There's 28 minutes left in this game, and a 3-pointer here would have made it 20-18. They're back in the game with the breeze behind them. And the one thing we've seen in the second half is Poneke know how to play with the wind, because their kicks have been far more accurate using the wind than when Upper Hutt had the wind.
Substitution for Upper Hutt. Dylan Slight, who was down in the background before holding his wrist, he's been substituted, and not a bad substitution either. It is Cade McCashin coming on to the paddock.
Very experienced player. Very, very experienced player, and the right opportunity, the right time to bring him on, as you said.
93rd game secured at the line out for Upper Hutt. But it's been ruled a penalty. Not straight, sorry.
But a saga of both sides line out accuracy has been very poor.
So free kick for the not straight. And here's Tima Smith. They tap it. Back out to Naluvau. Oh, charging through again is his brother. And Brown out to the backs. They go. Can Graham get it down? He does. Yeah. We're locked up here, folks. It is 20-all. And
again, from the Poneke point of view, I said they made the wrong choice before. They when they got the next penalty, they did exactly the same thing, and it's paid off. So certainly, but they were accurate. When they took that tap, it was very accurate play. They were, if you like, the alignment was right, and invariably, Upper Hutt ran out of numbers.
And it was also a mistake from that, making that mistake at line-out time, Wayne.
And we could probably now, on one hand, count how many line-outs have been accurate.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing of that. Again, that's what drives coaches to having to take medication, because you train and train and train, and you get to the big game, and those mistakes happen. Yep. And that's the difference between having the silverware in another, 20-odd minutes, or not having it at all.
Carlos Hihi's conversion unsuccessful. Another concern for Upper Hutt in the in goal there. The southern end is Sino Sanelli is getting his ankles taped up.
Yeah, it's not the time to be struggling with injuries now when you're locked up 20-all and about 16 minutes to go, and your club's about to hopefully get their first bit of silverware, make history. Literally, these young men here, if they win this Hardham Cup, will be making history.
Hokianga Moruna has come on.
Josh's
jersey 22.
Loves coming off too, by the look of it. He looks like he's holding his arm at one stage. Yeah, number 14, yes, he's come off.
Oh, knocked on that time there by Brown. So...
And that's the sort of play that Upper Hutt needs to get back in the game. I mean, there was a very good chase, and when you're kicking off, you want to retrieve the ball. And there was a very, very good chase, and put the, if you like, the receiver, Poneke receiver, under big pressure.
So Upper Hutt scrum. A new halfback on, and Kane McCashin, 93rd game for him. Big scrum and big moment for them.
We've got to get this right. The last two scrums, Upper Hutt have been penalised, and so Upper Hutt need to get this right. They're a good part of the field to attack.
So fed in by McCashin. Out to the back line it goes. Pawai. Big change there by Solomona. Here's Svensson getting into the game. Svensson running in. Just short of the 22. McCashin. Yeti Campbell finds Hewitt. Back out to Solomona. He's literally holding that ball like he's about to play AFL. Midfield right on the 22. Slow coming here for Upper Hutt. Sarnelli. McCashin again. Gives it out to Hewitt. And Hewitt crashes into Huggins. Tuiloma. Building nicely again as they come out wide. Big pass over the top.
Oh,
he's found the touchline, is Shrivers.
They'd done everything right up to that stage, but it was obviously right on the fringes of the ground. They've thrown him quick, Poneke.
Yep, and it's been kicked down. And into touch.
He's relieved the pressure too, and that's how you play with the wind. And you at 20-all with 13 minutes, is it? 23 to go. And certainly, as I said, we know Poneke know how to play with the wind, but they've relieved the pressure quickly, and Upper Hutt have got to fight their way back.
Looks like Poneke are getting some substitutions ready.
But Bodney's been very patient today, hasn't he?
He's
taken 57 minutes before he's pulled someone.
Solomona, high pass. Campbell picks it up out to Svensson.
Svensson's really come into the game in the last few minutes. We're talking about having got a quiet day.
Now they go out again. Here's Campbell. Oh, great work there to Shrivers. Shrivers, they hang on to him around the ankles. Does he?
Campbell's down. Not good.
Not looking good for Campbell. He's also another player who's had a long list of injuries. Here's Pawai. Back out. Can they cut through? Tuiloma still going. just short of the line. The arms out in favour of Upper Hutt. Here's Hewitt.
Some of those big forwards are starting to carry now, which is that's the game Upper Hutt have to play.
And it's a double blast of the whistle, and he could be reaching into the pocket here again. He is. And it's Carlos Hehe who's gone to the bin.
And Campbell certainly down again. Down now, just to the left of us here, Brad. He certainly hasn't. He looks like he's holding his ankle, and he seems to be in some sort of pain, which is sad.
Evan Shrivers looks not too well either.
But certainly now, Upper Hutt, they've got a decision to make with 22 minutes to go, 20 all. You take the points, but they're helping him to his feet, and
doesn't look any good.
No weight bearing at all.
Well, that'd be a big loss for the midfield for Upper Hutt, because those two have been going well today, Solomona and Campbell.
He's coming, yeah, and he needs assistance too. So that's not a good sign for Upper Hutt. But they are going to take the points, which sometimes young men don't always do that. They look to take the 7, but they've taken the 3, and that's over.
So, penalty successful for Upper Hutt. 23 plays 20. And 21 minutes to go in the Hardham Cup final. Called it Hardham Cup final back with John Jackson in 2021, Wayne, against Poneke out at the Hutt Rec, and that went into extra time.
Well, they haven't changed the scoreboard here yet, so the Poneke people still think it's 20 all.
Yep.
And they still think they're playing OBE.
Unfortunately, John Jackson can't be with us today. He's in Palmerston North, but he's probably watching while he's watching some netball. No, Hehe's still on, so we'll just confirm that yellow card. I thought it was Carlos Hehe, but he's still on. Here's McCashin. Gives it back to Rolls Parwhite. Scott Svensson was the starting fly half last week, and here goes Todd Svensson into McCashin. McCashin still going. Brought down by Graham. Slow again, the arms out, and this could be more trouble. Oh, it's just ruled a knock on.
But certainly that was would have been close. It was infringing around that where that breakdown occurred. But certainly we've got Svensson back in the game, and that's Upper Hutt need someone to ignite it, and he's certainly doing that. I mean, a big call. They were breaking out from inside their 22, but certainly, and then obviously the backup from Craig McCashin, but certainly from the point of view of Upper Hutt, they need people now to ignite them.
Mike Brown's just been substituted, and just when he was coming to the clubhouse touchline, he cramped up and had to roll over the touchline. He's been replaced by the experience of Jimmy Hongara.
And he's another big man, so they won't lack anything from size here. He's certainly a big man.
Well, Adam McRandall's only just come on and has to come off because it's another front row replacement. And that's the other Tuival Naluval. So both the brothers have been yellow carded in this game for Poneke.
I'm sure Coach Bond will have something to say. In fact, he's down in front of us now, and like we know of Bondy, he hasn't stopped talking.
No.
Now, the front row's going quite high here.
Yeah. Here's McCashin. Oh, good push. But it's come out the side of Poneke, has it? Pushed it around. And
yeah.
Poneke. Oh, an error at scrum time for Upper Hutt.
Again, all they needed to do was clear the ball. And there's no need to be fancy. There's no need to do things that they haven't done all game. Clear the ball. And as a consequence, they didn't.
Yep.
And they're paying the price now. Poneke got the ball. And I'm sure what we'll see here with Poneke, I mean, they'll get the ball, clear it, and they'll make sure it heads downwind, down into that Upper Hutt territory. Because they've played here at Kilbirnie Park a lot of times, and they know when that northerly breeze comes in, you anchor yourself down towards the aquatic centre.
You remember what Kilbirnie Park used to look like about 15 years ago at this time of the year, Wayne? It used to be a mud bath.
There was never any grass on it, and you came out here and you needed galoshes.
Oh, Upper Hutt. Now they've returned the favour and they've turned it over. Here's Solomona. Brushes off. And here goes Shrivers. Scragged down on the ankles by Asiata. The Street Kids having to put on the defence. Solomona again out to Lafayette. Building nicely as Tar was in the northern end warming up. Big charge here. Kio. Lafayette. Rolling up is McCashin. Another penalty advantage here for Upper Hutt. Kick through by Pawai. Chasing back is Robson. Now this is in another kickable range here. Oh, well. Shrivers reckons he probably got that.
Well, yeah, the referee blew his whistle. It was, but he'd made a call, but certainly that chip through and Shrivers was there. But a good scrum.
Yes, very good
from
scrum.
Upper Hutt point of view, where they certainly, and in today's game, you don't often see teams get rolled like that. So and that was a good scrum and got them back into the game. But look, here we go now with 16 minutes to go, 23-20 up. They are going for the points. Doesn't make it safe for them. They've decided that the points are important and correctly, and that's correct. But they've still got work to do because the breeze is getting stronger.
It certainly is. It's a bit of chill in it too as well.
It's coming down from the Hutt Valley.
Yeah.
From that frost this
Coming
morning.
off the Rubatuckers. Yeah. Here's Solomona.
No, it's gone.
Oh! It's come off the left upright. So unsuccessful. And the Street Kids get it back. And they get the penalty. As Upper Hutt were offside.
It's a crucial missed 3 points. But from the point of view of from Upper Hutt, but certainly from Poneke's point of view, they quite often you see teams when that comes off the uprights, they don't regroup quick enough. Poneke did.
So Carlos Hihi bangs us into touch. So line out time for the home side here in the Hardham VC Memorial Cup final for 2025.
You just see behind us Grant Dunes, the father of Werner Dunes. He's
That's
coming
right.
to play for the Hurricanes. Him and his mother, Grant, who played for Upper Hutt, front row, him and his late brother.
Tani is also the CEO of WRFU these days.
Yeah, Tani is here. I saw her walk in.
Upper Hutt try to commit a turnover. That comes out in time for Poneke. 5 away, midfield. Ongara looks for options. Back to Huggins. And Huggins, the big prop, gains good metres.
Yeah, technically he's good. That ball presentation there was just from the if you like from the coaching manual.
Now it was a great tackle that time there by Shrivers.
They won't get past Shrivers, I can tell you, and he'll know exactly what this means to the club. It means to him and his family and his older brother Hayden, who played for Upper Hutt, was captain of Upper Hutt for a long time. In fact, I think he played first 5'8" last week for Greytown.
They did, and they won.
Yep.
Bruce Carpenny Cup they did. Old Hayden. Lewis Bush was another one that was with Upper Hutt, who's playing for Greytown last week as well. Free kick, and plenty of those at line out time today.
Upper Hutt, you can just sense there's a little bit of panic and urgency going on there. They just need to keep composure.
Now they out to go. Svensson. Okianga still going. Too short of halfway. 10 in from the eastern touchline. Go again. Moi Kior. High pass over the top to Shrivers. And he's been brought down quickly. That time there by Dominic Sipa in jersey 22. Here's Fido. Offloads it out to To'o.
Ball retention's the key for Upper Hutt here. They've had long periods, but ball retention now and just decision making is important. That is not
the pass the doctor ordered, that's for sure.
Certainly not. And that's the sort of thing that is a absolute no-go. And with 13 minutes to go, and they'd gone 12, 13 phases, and then that last pass. Playing into the wind, it's interesting. Playing into the wind, the width and the gap between the Upper Hutt backs is quite wide, and I tend to think that they need to be a little bit closer in because that breeze has got up, and that's quite often where you get those wayward passes.
Hamish Huggins' afternoon has come to an end. Good work by the prop. For Poneke.
Why would you replace him? He's a machine. No? And those front row forwards, they don't want to give it away. Yeah, he's had a good afternoon, and he's not only set pieces, but certainly got involved. As the game went on, he was involved heavily around the field. And that's what you want from tight forwards. I mean, the game now is you need tight forwards who can play like backs and have the same skill factor.
There for McCashin. As they take it out. Solomona. Jersey. Josh Hunt's on as well in jersey 21. He's actually wearing jersey 20, so bit of a change there. McCashin wearing 21. Josh Hunt over 200 games of Premier Club Rugby for Upper Hutt and Norths. He's my year group at Silverstream and he's still playing. Here's Sanelli. 5 outside the 22. Back out again. It's been stolen! Stolen here! And big all the way! Asiata! Asiata needs support! Gives it a grab and it's been popped out like a catapult out of his hands.
But again, we saw 2 passes from that Upper Hutt team. One was a long, wide, loopy pass that went dropped in front of Shivers, who managed to save it, and then that intercept pass. So again, their passing, they need to be accurate, absolutely accurate.
Oh, and yet again, Svensson having to get back there. It's a bit slow to his feet, and that knee's giving him a bit more concern. The physio's coming on now.
It was a scramble, an absolute scramble, and what you call desperate defence from that Upper Hutt side, because I mean, that was Poneke were very close in getting that final pass away. He would have scored under the post.
So we're into the final stages of the Hardham VC Memorial Cup final for 2025. It is still a 3-point ball game, 23 points to 20.
And it is now desperate stuff from both sides. Absolutely desperate stuff from both sides. Poneke opportunity now, ball into the scrum. They've got a small blind to work with and an open field out towards the broadcasting where we're broadcasting from. Upper Hutt, make sure, big scrum. The last 3 scrums have been very good from the Upper Hutt point of view, so they need to put some pressure on at the scrum and maintain the ball.
So the front rows come together. All important now. McCashin fires it back to Rolls Parwhite. Pretty handy for Upper Hutt today, just the one mistake by him. Poneke will have the line out, 7 away from the 22 Eastern touchline here at Kilbirnie Park, the home of the Poneke Rugby Club. In just over an hour's time, we'll be bringing you the Jubilee Cup live at 2:30 p.m. live here on Huddy Sports YouTube. Asiata, he's grown into this game, and Asiata, who had the break before, storms it into the 22. Hongara gets back for the ball. Now they go again. Poneke sensing an opportunity. They have yet to be in the lead in this game. Now they pick and go. Still going here. Came off the foot, said referee Johnson. Oh, they attempted the offload of Robson, but it didn't happen. Here's Tima Schmidt. Fins out of the face of Solomona. Back out to Hihi. Carlos Hihi. Knees on the ground, they have to release. Here's Hongara. Passing it out high. Back out to McRandall. Slow coming again. Discipline the key here for the Rams. Tima Schmidt at acting halfback, supported by McRandall as they look to set up this pick and go. He goes the other way, straight into right. Here's Graham. Jack Wright putting in the tackles. Free away from the line. They go again. Connor Lemon involved. He's won a Jubilee Cup with Oriental Rongotai. And also a Hardham Cup. Can he win one with Upper Hutt?
Yes, desperate stuff from the Upper Hutt point of view now. We've seen a renewed vigour from that Poneke forward pack.
McRandall takes it in. They're setting up for the drive again. At the back with Tima Schmidt. Schmidt is over, is he? He reckons he's got the try. Referee Johnson is going to have an inquiry. Let's have a look at the replay if we can, while the referees have a decision.
The Poneke crowd have helped the referee make a decision. There's plenty of noise from the Poneke crowd.
Well, we can't see from our position, but referee Johnson's talking to assistant referee James Taylor.
No try.
Try!
It is.
Poneke have scored and they're in the lead for the first time. It is Mamia Tima Schmidt. That puts the Street Kids in the lead over the Rams.
And that all started from a line-out. Again, a line-out mistake where Poneke took the ball. Upper Hutt allowed him, and he took the ball and ran. And they were scrambling from that moment on when they drove to probably, 10 metres from the line.
Wow, what great patience by Poneke. Crawling their way up. But you've got to hand it to that defensive Upper Hutt. They never gave up a penalty advantage.
No, and that was, we were in penalty territory, and the discipline was good, but eventually the power of the Poneke forward pack prevailed.
Carlos Hihi's conversion is successful.
So from the Upper Hutt's point of view, a penalty won't win it. They now need to score.
27-23 is the score. Poneke ahead for the first time, but don't write off Upper Hutt. They've still got some talent out there.
There's plenty of time, 6 minutes to go. There's plenty of time, and you don't need to just make rash decisions now, Upper Hutt.
Secured by Poneke at the restart. Hongara. As this balcony sways that we're standing on with all the Poneke faithful on it.
We'll get off quick if they win.
Oh, here goes Jacob Graham. Goes the offload. Out to Boy Jenkins. Here's Tunu'u. Nikapichu. Kicks it down. Nick Robson. Oh, bounces awkwardly, but it's been picked up by Tunu'u. Nikapichu. Upper, we're pleading for the turnover. Now they give it out to McRandall. McRandall brings it down. 12 inside the 22. Tafufale. They go again, straight into Lemon. Hongara marshalling the forwards. And they go again. Tafufale again. What great impact he's had. Mellon slow getting off the deck. Tawipu.
They've certainly got the sniff of victory now, Poneke.
Back out to Tima Schmidt. Oh, he's been taken up high on the tackle and the arms out for a high tackle. Hongara. Back out to Hihi. Oh, not the greatest kick. It went under.
But it wasn't that far
Not
away.
that far away, though.
Underneath.
And so, high tackle, much to Sarnelli's disbelief. And do Poneke go for a shot at goal here? Or do they go for the corner?
I suspect they're going to go for the corner because certainly that last 10 minutes, that forward pack's been dominant and they've been aggressive and certainly put Upper Hutt on the back foot. And the lineouts haven't been
they're
great.
going for the change of tactic.
Oh,
They're taking out wide to Moy Jenkins.
the surprise move.
Ongara. Big pass out to Robinson. Nate Robinson. And there's a 133rd game out to Tanu'u. Tanu'u. They push him into the touchline.
Yeah, they've got now just 3 minutes to go. And as I said just a minute ago, that Poneke pack and have really got the, if you like, in racing terms, a bit between their teeth. They've got a sniff that, that the cup's nearly in our hands. And the Upper Hutt team, the forward pack they're struggling a bit. Heads are starting to look down, hands on hips, and starting to look at the scoreboard. And that's a sign that they're under a bit of pressure. Cormac Nehi Milliston's out here throwing the orders around.
You know something or two about playing in a final?
Absolutely, absolutely. And isn't it great to see him passing that knowledge and experience on to these Poneke boys? In fact, he looks as though he could play himself even.
Yeah. Exactly right. He's still fit as a fiddle. He's helping out with the Wellington Lions this year as well. Hardham Cup's getting ready and below our commentary position. Members of the family and the army here as well. Here's McCashin with the ball.
How about it going to have to go 100 plus metres?
Oh, they've got the arm out. There's a penalty advantage to play for Upper Hutt. Out to Pawai. Svensson. Can he make magic happen? Tries to fend off Graham. Gets over the 22, but will come back for the penalty from the scrum.
And, as I said, they're going to have to go 80 minutes now. They'll have, if they kick, then they just need to execute a good line out and be patient. But they're under, time is now not on their side.
Solomona bangs us into touch, but didn't get much distance that time.
No, absolutely. I mean, they may have been better to move the ball into the midfield and to grind away. But certainly from the point of view now, it's the line-out hasn't been a strength of Upper Hutt for most of the game.
The loss of Campbell's hurt Upper Hutt too as well, hasn't it,
Absolutely.
Wayne?
Yeah, he's been outstanding all year, and he's a magical player.
Oh, massive pass out to Shrivers. He's been scragged down by Sipa. And McCashin gets there to speed it up. Pass out to Penny To'o. 11 outside their own 22. Here's Sarnelli. Trying to get the turnover at Poneke, but to no avail. Here's Lafayette. It's slow coming. They've got to be careful here, Poneke, if they give a penalty away. McCashin. Back out to Solomona. Approaching full time. Advantage Poneke at the moment.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought he was going to blow the whistle there. Oh, Sinelli! He's cut through! But we come on, it's a late penalty. It's a penalty for offside. But one of the Rams players is not looking too good. I think that might be Josh Mellon.
He certainly he hasn't moved. He's turning over now, but certainly that is the game. That is the game, that late penalty. And and Poneke deserved it. I mean, they kept it from a poor start, and they just grew into the game.
Well, Neo Sarnelli is spitting tacks. But there was a penalty. Mellon is back on his feet, and they have to have double blasters. He is, I think he sustained a head knock, I think. He's been assisted off by the medic. That's a real shame, but he's a real workhorse, is the number 8.
a big workhorse.
Tap quickly. Hee. Oh, very unlucky. Oh, he gets it out in time. But the Street Kids have won the Hardham VC Memorial Cup final for 2025. They have beaten Upper Hutt here at Kilbirnie Park, their home ground. And the faithful are happy, Wayne.
Yeah, and they deserved to win. There was no question. As I said, they had a port. They started slowly, but ground their way back into the game. And really, to be fair, it was the Poneke forward pack in the end that got control. They showed aggression. And look, and Upper Hutt made mistakes at crucial times. And if we think back, we talked about they turned over. They probably in that first half 3 tries went begging. And Poneke were prepared to carry on. There's still a little bit of a dispute going on here, an argument, but they're sorting things out. But certainly Poneke deserved to win, and so the Hardham VC Cup stays here in the city.
Well, many thanks to Wayne Guppy for joining the commentary. Great to be with you again, Wayne. Unfortunately,
Thanks,
not for Upper Hutt today. But Poneke are the victors here today, 27 points to 23. We'll be back in an hour for the big one, the Jubilee Cup final for 2025. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now.
Drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems